What's up, party people? Jake, your resident content cowboy here. Yeehaw! And it's that time. A new Pokemon has entered Pokemon Unite, arrived on Aeos Island, and is available for purchase. And now I get to answer the age-old question, should you buy blank? Today's blank being Chandelure. Yeehaw to you and yours. Let's do this thing. Chandelure is the newest attacker coming to Pokemon Unite. It is a novice skill, sort of ranged, essentially mage-like Pokemon that has come to the game. I would mostly agree that it's actually a pretty easy Pokemon to pick up and play. There are a few little mechanics that you need to learn. For instance, when you are using Overheat, it's now called Overheat. They changed the names of the moves from the public test server. When you're using a move like Overheat, you hold down your R trigger so that you're able to get all three lobs of that fire and then throw the final blast there. But besides that, I would say this Pokemon's actually pretty easy to pick up and play and relatively fun. I think one thing to always consider when you're looking at new Pokemon coming to Unite is this kit fun? Is this something that you would enjoy? One really cool thing that Unite is doing, and they've been doing this for a little while now, is they give you a trial license for this Pokemon. You can take it into the practice area. You can use this trial license before you decide whether or not you need to pick this Pokemon up. It is the standard 575 gems until it becomes 12,000 coins in 1 week. So if you don't want to spend any gems on it, essentially real currency, you can wait to spend in-game currency or coins on it in 1 week. And now I'm going to give you my thoughts on this Pokemon, sort of big picture. I'll do big picture. I'll do little picture. I might even do medium picture. I'm just going to give you sort of my overall thoughts of Chandelure after playing it for about 6 hours on stream. And yeah, let's get into it. So first of all, I'll hit on the fun factor. I think I'm a little biased when it comes to this. I personally think that Pokemon Unite is one of their best qualities is that they make Pokemon feel like they're the Pokemon from the games. Like, it very much feels like this is a kit this Pokemon would have. It feels like you are playing Chandelure, and at the same time, I feel like it's really fun. I don't feel like they've really had a huge fun factor miss inside this game. Comfy is an interesting one. I guess that's maybe the closest I can see to a fun factor miss, just because there isn't that much you're doing sometimes. But in general, I think Pokemon Unite absolutely nails the fun factor of their Pokemon, and Chandelure is no different. I personally really like Overheat, and I really like Poltergeist, which is the room with the floating furniture. I can see that Imprison is probably a better second move. However, the other move has a room of floating for it's so fun. It's so fun, and I feel like it combos really well with Overheat. And this actually brings me to my next thought about Chandelure, which is every move with Chandelure feels legit. There doesn't seem to be a move on this Pokemon's kit where you go, this one's actually garbage, you would never use it. I think probably the closest would be Poltergeist, which is that, you know, trick room looking thing. But again, I actually think there are a lot of good uses for it. So whether you're using Overheat, Flamethrower, or you're using Poltergeist or Imprison, I think there's really no build that I played tonight that I thought was really lagging behind. I've heard some people really enjoy the Flamethrower build. I really enjoy the Overheat build. Both builds, I'm getting games that are, you know, decent, like 70 to 120,000 damage inside those games, which is pretty solid for an attacker, especially kind of a mage attacker, which is a role that has a lot of amazing Pokemon right now. Delphox, Espeon, Surf Cramorant, Gardevoir, all of these things are sort of in that realm. Blizzard Ninetales, which is actually my favorite way to play Ninetales right now, I think. So I think it's coming into Pokemon Unite, and it is fighting for a pretty stacked position, which is that ranged mage attacker. But all the moves inside of its kit really solid, and its Unite move super fun, and it sets up some pretty exciting moments inside the game where your enemies can't see what's going on around them for a brief period. That gets people to panic. They start running towards objectives. They start making some mistakes in fights. It also does a lot of damage with this sort of sustained, you know, special attack beam that is just, you know, burning through enemies, melting them away. It's a very cool Unite move, and I think you'll set up some pretty fun stuff with it. I think This Pokemon, to me, I don't see anything particularly overpowered about it. I think you're going to see it walk away from a lot of games with a lot of damage, and it can pick up a ton of KOs. It can be an annoying Pokemon to fight because it can fight really well at range with any of its moves. And by at range, I mean at pretty long range with any of its moves. So it could be a difficult Pokemon to deal with at times, but in the same respect, I don't think this Pokemon is overpowered, which is cool. This is about the power level I like a release to be inside of Pokemon Unite, which is strong, but not so strong that if you don't have one on your team, you know you've lost, and not so strong that it feels like people who are paying to play it early are sort of breaking the game a little bit, Zacian. So I think this is a really cool power level for a Pokemon to release at. I'm like moving my screen over here so that the light stays on. It does this weird thing where the light turns off, and I recognize that's not super relevant to this video right now. So that's what this Pokemon. I've been up for a while, and now my voice has officially cracked in a very Mickey Mouse style way. That's what this Pokemon is all about. It's ranged attacker, not super overpowered. All of its moves are good, very fun to play. 575 gems or 1,200 coins inside of a week. And now I guess it's time to kind of give my overall take on whether or not you should buy this Pokemon. One thing is for sure is there aren't a lot of Pokemon like this that they give you for free. I wouldn't say they give you Ninetales in case you want to play the Blizzard build, but this Pokemon has a different level of mobility and it feels like it's more set up for this kind of ranged attacker role. Strangely enough, while it's not extremely mobile, it does feel like you're dancing at a distance a lot with this Pokemon, which is a play style I really like. So I don't think they give you something for free that really plays like this. You don't get Delphox for free. You could have gotten Mew for free, I guess. You don't get, Cram, you don't get Gardevoir, any of those Pokemon for free. So if you don't have something like this in your roster, this could be a very good Pokemon to pick up. Also, if you're just a fan of this long-range playstyle, like long-range attacker playstyle, this Pokemon is absolutely for you. If you're looking for something that is extremely complex combo-wise, the game again lists this as novice, and I think it's a super fair assessment of this Pokemon. I don't think this is the most complex Pokemon out there. I think it's pretty basic to pick up and play. I think the builds for it are pretty easy. Right now, I'm kind of going between sort of a cooldown build, which is having Amp and a Shell Bell, as well as sort of a third special attack item, or just going full damage, something like Wise Glasses, Choice Specs, and a Slick Spoon. You do shred some enemy special defense with one of your moves, or I should say, it helps you ignore an element of enemy special defense, but I still think Slick Spoon might be a great call for this. Also, one of the folks over at the Math Cord, Evo, one of the head honchos over there, I guess, said Slick Spoon still seems like a really good item for this Pokemon. Doesn't look like you need to stack with it. But yeah, I think if you're interested in long-range mages, this is a great pickup. You might want to wait a week, obviously, for coins. If you're looking to pick up any new Pokemon and you're on the fence about it, I would always try it in practice. Check out the trial license, watch some videos of it, and then if you're still on the fence, maybe wait or at least buy it with coins. You don't need to rush out and grab everything with gems unless you're the kind of person who rushes out and grabs everything with gems, like me. Hi, Jake, your resident content cowboy. Those are my big thoughts on Chandelure. I'm really pleased with this release, and I think the power level is super solid and it doesn't ruin the game at all. And what a great state to have a release in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I really want to hear from you in the comments. What do you think about this Pokemon? Did you buy it? And how are you feeling about it? Or if you did not buy it, why did you not buy it? What do you think you're better than me? No. What do you think it is about this Pokemon that really just doesn't connect with you? Let me know in the comments. Thank you all. I love you, and I'll see you next time.